Hey guys, it's Gary Simmons, Little G Outdoors, and today we're going to try out this UST Ferro Hatchet with the fire steel. Picked this up at Walmart for 10, 12 bucks, something like that. We've been doing a series on the Walmart budget items that you can use for camping, survival, bushcraft, whatever. So here's another one from Ultimate Survival Technology. So we're just going to go ahead and open this up. We'll be right back, and we'll get this open. See what all we got. Alright guys, so we got this package open. We got our hatchet out, and it's pretty light. Fits in my hand pretty good. It's got these tip protectors on it here. Take those off. It's pretty thin. It seems pretty sharp all the way down through. Like I said, it's real light. It seems pretty sharp. I can't imagine that it's going to be a real heavy chopper, but for finer detail work, I'd say it'll be pretty good. So, and another thing it comes with its own little sheath. It's kind of low quality. Velcro there, and a button snap on top to open that up. So we'll put this in there. It's pretty low quality, but you know, whatever. Guess that's how it goes in there. Well, it does protect your cutting edge pretty good. And then you got a belt loop here. You can put it on your belt. Also come with this ferro rod. And I figured this would be like the Coughlin's ferro rod, but it's not. It actually, if you can see it, has one little separate rod here. And that is the flint right there, and then the rest of this is all magnesium. So it's like the old magnesium fire blocks, but in the shape of a Coughlin's fire striker. So we'll see how that works here in a little bit. So like I said, the sheath seems alright. Open it up here. Seems pretty tight. It seems pretty light. You got some grooves here for your hands to contour to. You got, says 8 foot of paracord on the handle. I'm not going to take that off because it is pretty thin. I'd say it'll be pretty uncomfortable. You got a rope slicer back here for your paracord on the back. You got 3 hex fittings right here on the head. I don't have anything to try that out, but I didn't buy it for that, you know. This is like a I'm going camping, oh crap, I forgot something to cut up some wood or something like that. So we're going to see how this thing will cut, and we'll go from there. I don't know how this is going to go, so we'll see. Alright, we got this tree. It's been laying here for a while, but got all this tinder. We're actually going to see maybe if we can start a fire. We got a lot of dry grass, so hopefully if that tinder striker is any good, we'll be able to make a fire. Let me see how this thing cuts. I don't know. The handle's kind of short. You can't really get a good chop on it. You don't have any weight. It does bite deep because it's sharp. The handle's real short, and you kind of want to hold it like this when you're chopping. You don't really want to hold it like this and try to chop with it. It seems to chop better. Yeah, this handle is way too short for this. I'm actually holding it here on the end. Let's put this lanyard around my wrist. Hold it here on the end. It bites good because it's so thin and sharp, but it'd bite a lot better if the handle was longer and you had just a little bit more weight on the head. I think where this thing's going to shine is in fine detailed work. You know, skinning out an animal, processing game, fine carving. The edge seems to be holding up pretty good. Doesn't seem to be rolled over anywhere that I can tell. Still feels pretty sharp. Yeah, so there we go. That's about 2.5 inches through there, across maybe. But that's a lot more work to cut that than what I think this thing's worth. Yeah, that handle, that's just not comfortable. If, you know, you hold it right there, you can see you don't have much room. And it's real thin, so when you swing back, it pulls back on your hand really hard. It's uncomfortable. Yeah, it'll work. It's not my preferred. Yeah, that edge is holding up pretty good. So, string's coming apart on the handle already. Alright. See how deep that bites in there. See that? Can you see it? Yeah, so I bit in there a pretty good ways. Like I said, it bites good because it's so thin and it's so sharp, but it's hard to, I wouldn't do a lot of chopping with this. It's very uncomfortable. The handle, the whole shape design of it's just very uncomfortable. I guess in a pinch, I mean, if you had to have something, if I was going hunting and I'd be processing game, cutting legs off, something like that, skinning, I would get this. You know, for I think for fine detail work, shaving or something, you know, that's not too bad. You can choke up on it pretty good. You know, just gotta watch you don't put your thumb in that. You put your thumb on the back of the hammer pull, or where the hammer pull would be, and that works out pretty nice. For the fine stuff, this thing works great. For heavy chopping, I would not recommend this at all. And it's still just as sharp as it was when it came out of the package. Yeah. So, if we were going to process some wood for a fire, I'd want to find something very small to use for this. So that's not a heavy chopper by any means. You're not going to split firewood with this, and you're just not going to be able to do the heavier work you could do with just normal hardwood store axe. So let's try out the fire steel and see how it works. All right, so we're going to see if we can use this actually to, you know, this with the fire steel to get the fire going. First, I'm going to see if I can even get anything off this rod. It's actually working pretty good. Just put it through one of those hex spots there. I'm just pulling some magnesium off right now. See that pile of magnesium there? So you can see it does pull off some good curls of that. So we'll get just a little bit more of that going. Then we'll see if it'll work on the flint here. Like I said, this one's not what I expected. anywhere seems to have these sharp corners where you can pull off all this magnesium. So we got some magnesium right there. It's all piled up. I think you can see that there. There's a pretty good bit of it there. Let's go ahead and see if we can get the flint to work. Well, I will say the flint striker is striking. So. We can just get it in that magnesium there. There we go. There's some grass or something on there. Yeah. So, the kit together, you know, it will start a fire. Like I said, I just put the ferro rod through one of these little hex wrench spots that they got here. It's, I forget what size they are, it said it had. And it's got pretty 90-degree sides. It'll pull the magnesium right off and it'll spark pretty good. So yeah, you can definitely start a fire and process some very, very small wood. See, that thing's not very thick at all. But, yeah, you can start a fire with this. I mean, for fine carving, I would use this, but for regular chopping, trying to get a campfire going, anything like that, any hard use, I don't think this would be the one I would take with me. So, but it seems to be fairly good. I'm gonna try to cut and smack the back of it and see if I can get this dulled any. So far the edge is holding up pretty good, so we'll try that. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and baton into this tree here. It's got some pretty good life left in it. In fact, there's a knot right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to put it through that knot. See if I can get this edge to it's so thin, it goes in pretty good. It's definitely meant to slice, but it ain't really meant for chopping. Going through there pretty good. Alright, seems to be alright. Let's go ahead and check the edge, see how it feels. Doesn't look like there's any damage to the edge. Does feel like it dulled it a little bit, but it doesn't seem to be rolled over. The edge doesn't seem to be any chips, nicks. or anything like that. It does seem like it's dulled it some, not very much. Wouldn't take but just a second with a rod or something to fix that back up. So yeah, I'd say for about 10 bucks it's good for a carving hatchet. And the fire steel, it's not bad quality. I would use it, but I stake my life on it. I mean, if it was all I had, I guess I would, you know. If it was all I had. But for a chopper, nah, I wouldn't use it for anything processing firewood, anything like that. Small carving, I think you'd be fine with that. Like I said, it carves pretty good. For working up game or something like that, yeah, I mean, that's better than some higher end hatchets that I've used. But anything heavy duty, I wouldn't use it for. The back seems to be fine where I hit it. Doesn't seem to be rolled. Actually, the paint's still there. So yeah, 10 bucks, I would say, you know, thumbs up. So it's been Gary Simmons, Little G Outdoors. Thank you for watching.